Sure. Yo.
It's great to see lives improve. That's why Hollard ensures that everything we do does just that.
So, firstly, the program was started about a year and almost a half ago. And it was spawned from a need where we said that as an organization, the only way we're going to do well as a business if we also do good within the communities that we serve. As a group, we have a purpose statement and a lot of goals attached to that. And one of them is to make a meaningful contribution to the communities in which we live. The first phase of the program focuses on what we do and who we are and who we have in our value chain. So most of the beneficiaries around the first round emanated from a business strategy on opportunity within the business. We started off by saying, how do we give current employees or current Hollardites an opportunity to start their own businesses? And most of the businesses that we've supported were from existing employees. And what we're now doing is we're looking strategically around our supply chain and looking at identifying some of the businesses within our supply chain where we could potentially give them support. So if we look through within the branch in the box model, there we had a number of senior managers and middle managers from within that particular business unit who then moved across to start off the branch in the box initiative. The others are existing suppliers who were already on the Hollard campus, like Beloy Car Wash, where he had a very small business and he obviously wanted to expand. And as part of his expansion, we assisted him as well. We now find that he not only services the Hollard campus, but also our campus at Owl Street and any future campuses we may have. But also what we found is some of the businesses, especially startup, fail, not because they don't have the skill set to do the technical work, but they lack some of the business experience and the business skills. So what we do is we provide obviously financial support in order to help them, but we also give them the second layer of what we call non-financial support. And that is either we help them with an accountant, we help them with an HR person or legal person. And in a number of cases, we've also paired them up with a mentor. And that allows us to look at a business holistically and to walk with that business throughout its life cycle. Social Capital Campaign is no longer about making profits, it's about sustainable profits for any organization. And the only way you become sustainable is to take the community from which you derive those benefits along with you on the journey. Personally for me, it's about making a difference in one business, and that will become a catalyst for change throughout the value chain. It's a win for our partner, a win for us as Hollard as a group, and ultimately a win for our customers as well.
My life changed, it's changed dramatically. To me, I always describe it as 360-degree change, because if I have to compare, my family is happy, I'm happy, I can say I have a successful business through the help of my partners, which is Hollard and Automation. I came from a difficult background because I was raised by a single mother. Being born poor, there's nothing I can do, but yes, I can change my circumstances right now to do something about my life. So I refuse to live my mother's, my family's life that I had because we didn't have any ideas. So God gave me ideas of starting business, which I started from nothing to be something where I am today. I have a passion for panel beat. It's my first job that I knew and I love it. That's why the idea that I have is to have my own business. When I came on board after I met Automagic, because I used to be an Automagic agent. Then Automagic assists me to be able to access work through the platform. Then there was the opportunity to buy the branch, which is Automagic Silverton, where I am now. And then Automagic introduced me to Hollard. Hollard actually helped me to be able to have the cash to buy the franchise. What makes me professional, I won't say me, I'll say the company as Automagic Silverton. The staff that I have, actually, they're supportive. We make sure that we treat the customers' cars as our own. So when the customers bring their own cars here, we make sure that we repair the cars as much as I'm repairing my own vehicle. I have employed 26 people in the workshop, and it feels great to have that kind of people that they support their family and they're looking forward to come to work in the morning because now that we'll be able to provide their families. I love what I do, and I enjoy seeing people being grateful for my help. In 5 years' time, I see myself with the help of Hollard and Automagic for the bigger shop and employing more people to create more jobs. I thank Hollard for that, and I'm still happy to be a part and a partner with Hollard to grow this business from here and to furthermore.
Meaningful sponsorships improve lives. That's why we create and support initiatives that make a real difference by engaging, inspiring, and uplifting communities. It's just one of the ways Hollard ensures better futures.
The ESD program that I embarked on with Hollard is actually literally a financial assistance support. But moreover, it's not just finance, but they look at you as an entrepreneur. They appreciate that you're starting out. And then they made all relevant resources available to us so that we could grow in an entrepreneurship world. To be in the branch or to be in the field, we can really connect with the customers and you can really understand what the customers really need. I grew up in a small village called Tabanchu. I started attending school from primary there until high school. After that, I then came to Joburg to come and study further. Joining Hollard was somehow a fortunate move because as I was looking for a new challenge, I went to a small agency next to Hollard and I said to them, look, I want to do something new. I want a new challenging career. And they said Hollard, and I said, hey, I don't know anything about financial services. And then the agent encouraged me to say, Hollard is looking for more who you are and your skills. When Hollard decided to franchise a branch in a box business opportunity, I took on that opportunity, and that's how I got to where I am now. We now have a staff complement of about 200, mainly comprised of branch staff and field sales agents. Mainly, we employ the youth. We give youth an opportunity to start out in the working world. If I had to put on a spot to say something about Hollard, look, I'd say that they are fantastic. That's the journey that one has traveled with Hollard, that I feel like they're not just a partner anymore, but somebody who's got your back like a family member. What we would love to be in 5 years' time is to, firstly, to be on our feet, knowing that like any other business, there's no debt that we still have to pay. But we want to really be a provider of choice for Hollard. But I would like to see our staff growing through the process as well. I mean, I would be happy that at some point there would be a couple of entrepreneurs coming out of our company as well, so that people can also go and make a difference to the community.
Hollard's involvement started in 2005, whereby they moved to Parktown. They bought us a franchise called One Drop Car Care System. They bought franchise cash trays whereby we put underneath the cars. Then we started using more water than we actually using the eco-friendly ones. I approached Hollard with a business plan, purchasing the eco-wash machines. Then they got me through a program with ESD. That's where I got the funding. Then they're mentoring me from here up until. Every morning I feel happy by coming. When I come to work, I think I've got people to take care of, and I've got kids that I need to take care of. I wanted to start my own business whereby I'll nurture it and take care of it. We used to employ 2 people when we started Randbeck. Now we came to 8 guys that are working with us. So for us, it shows that we've grown up from 2 to 8. I grew up in a village called Olifantshoek, whereby I've got my both parents and they're running their own businesses there. Then came to Johannesburg, then I diverted and started my own business. I know that my customers are happy when they come again, and I have to go back to them after a wash, then ask them as to how they feel, what can we improve. I will advise somebody who wants to start a business to be patient and to be passionate and to love what they are doing. I feel I've achieved my vision by sustaining this business. And it's easy for you to run a business whereby it's not sustained, well sustained and supported. In 5 years' time, I like to see my business flourishing, having more companies, as it is a corporate car wash, having more 5 to 10 corporates, and my guys will be managing them. I would like to thank Hollard for their support they've given me all these years, and most especially for this huge support they've given me for me to buy this kind of equipment.
Connecting the arts and business turns passion into profit for all. That's why we support initiatives that help artists make a living from their talent and make the arts accessible for everyone. It's just one of the ways Hollard
has always been one of the biggest players in the emerging market. Now that brings with it an obligation on our side to educate that target market with financial literacy.
It is a known fact that the South African citizens are not very clued up on financial products, financial services, how to use them and how not to use them, or what risks they should not take. So Hollard is very passionate about making sure that our clients are very well aware of all those risks and all the knowledge that they can get from us. The consumer literacy program that we've started in 2009, and up to now we've learned a few lessons along the way. Hence we are this year starting to use different methodologies so that we make sure that it stays exciting and relevant. We used a picture-based methodology. For starters, it helps us with the literacy levels as well as language barriers that may occur during the sessions. It is very interactive, it helps clients mingle, it's fun and it works very well, and it caters for all learning styles. What I've witnessed in the sessions and how it's impacted our clients and public in general is the sense of edification that they have after the session. They've now learned so much and they're ready to implement it in their lives. We must have reached about plus minus 50,000 people since the inception of the program.
Well, for us, the future for consumer education and financial literacy programs in the country is that we think they will always continue. We still think that the curriculum from school does not include financial literacy, so that will always be a space we will always want to participate in. From a delivery mode point of view, there's a couple of exciting things that are coming, some e-learning platform, picture-based learning that we think we can introduce there. We think that with all of the new tools that technology allows us, we would be able to then access a broader range of customers.
The most rewarding part for me is seeing our clients walking out there satisfied with the amount of teaching and learning that happened during the session. It gives me a very warm feeling of satisfaction.
I wish I'd had consumer education when I was a bit younger. Simply because I would have made much better financial choices. And I hope those who follow and we impact are able to then make those decisions early in life, because then they would then get to see the benefits for financial freedom much earlier in their lives.
So the founding of Harombee is very much the story of the Hollard partnership. Hollard's own shareholder, Yellowwoods, was a key member of conceptualizing a program that would work with its own businesses, and again, Hollard being a key one, to find ways to bring unemployed young people into both that business and into other businesses. Hollard's been part of the Harombee story from day zero and has been a really important part of showing that businesses that really believe in shared purpose can deliver on that with both social and business objectives. The journey working with Yellowwoods as a shareholder of Hollard and many other South African businesses was to identify where businesses were struggling to bring in entry-level talent, and at the same time to try to address the crisis that we have in South Africa of millions of unemployed young people struggling to get their first job.
After finishing my degree, I wanted to study further, but I couldn't because I couldn't get funding. But then 6 months later, a friend of mine referred me to Harombee.
Work seeking is a very actually expensive activity, and so for young people who are already coming from strained financial households, even having the money to look for work is a challenge. But the second barrier is more invisible and has been really the thing that's driven the work that Harombee has done, which is network barriers, which is even if I know where to find the money, I don't know where to look. So I don't know where to apply, I don't know how to understand if what I have is what the job requires. And so actually the main thing that Harombee's trying to do is address the network barrier, which says, here's how to think about using your own networks, here's how to think about selling yourself to a job that you understand you may be qualified for, and here's how to deal with growing your own networks.
The first thing that we will do is we will go out and source candidates that typically business wouldn't be able to reach themselves because they're in the outlying areas and locked out of the formal economy. We'll then screen and assess those candidates. We also match the candidates to specific entry-level jobs, and where necessary or where appropriate, we'll put the candidates through work readiness bridging programs.
Harombee have helped not only the individual but to be a team player, trusting yourself in making decisions, not about the working place but as a person, individual, about your future as well.
And Hollard is one of the few South African corporates that's partnered with Harombee over the last 5 to 6 years to say, how do we look for opportunities for Harombee candidates across our business?
We transition candidates into Hollard in a number of different business areas, both in strategy, into learnerships, into internships, into the contact centers, into back office roles. So they've been a fantastic supporter from day one.
Then Hollard, they offer me a 1-year learnership. After that, they gave me an internship for 6 months. After 6 months, then I was employed permanently at Hollard.
I feel like Hollard should take great pride in Harombee's achievements. I don't think we would be here to this day without the kind of partnership that we've had with Hollard. Harombee has reached over 300,000 young people that have come through our doors to really receive the benefits of networks, the benefits of employability. Over 35,000 of them have found their way to a job. There's nothing more rewarding than giving an individual the dignity and opportunity to better themselves through work.
Investing in our people changes lives. That's why we provide our employees with mentorship, development, and more. Because creating better futures starts at home. It's just one of the ways Hollard ensures better futures.
Kahuabana came about as an initiative by Patrick Endhoven and his brother Dick, and they had always had the sense that they should give back. And that's how they, in 2006, initiated the Hollard Foundation. And Kahuabana is an early childhood development program of the Hollard Foundation. Hollard's commitment to this program has been one of my major reasons I stayed in this job. It's really not usual that you find a support for a program, a social responsibility program, that emanates not only from the founder but also throughout the company. We partner with provincial and local government. We partner with the people that are already taking care of children in their respective communities. The support we provide is actually threefold. The first part is their skills to understand what child development is and how children learn and get stimulated. And through that process, we talk about children's growth, their height and weight, and children's stimulation, how they stimulate children so that children are ready for schooling when they get out of those facilities. The third component of our support is actually to resource them. We just don't train them and leave them there. We train and give them the tools of the trade.
The Hollard took me to Poch University for level 4, level 5 and 6 to know everything about the child.
We invest in their infrastructure so that they meet the minimum requirements. Then when they meet those requirements, they get a health certificate from the municipality. That certificate is really incredibly important because it opens a funnel for them to get registered and funded by the provincial department.
I started with 6 kids as a day mother in the house. I was working in the house till I built this building that you see here. Then after this building, I started to take more kids. Now I have 13 kids.
The impact of the program is being monitored through the practitioners themselves. This is being done at the beginning of the year where they will assess the child. The growth and the weight of the child is being measured, and then throughout the year on a 4-monthly basis they redo this again, and through that you are able to identify children that are malnourished, and those children are then being referred for additional supplements. The broader aim of the program is to drive universal access for all children to quality early childhood development.
The number of sites that we have been able to work with is actually more than 300. And we have trained just in the last year about 1,000 new practitioners in the service. The number of children that we've been able to find and assist is more than 12,000 at this point.
Also the children, they love to be here with us because they know they play with different toys. It's nice, they eat food here from the school, they play with their friends, there are swings outside so that they can play.
This has been more than a job for me. This has been such a fulfilling opportunity that really has humbled me. When you look at the changes that happen when we interface with somebody who didn't have hope and you just say, we can help you do that, the energy that comes from there, the passion that comes from her, it's really incredible.
We believe that the Streetwise Finance project fits into Hollard's core purpose because it's all about empowering people to drive positive, enduring and sustainable change.
So I came on board about 5-6 years ago. Kurt had recently joined Hollard and he came with the idea of Streetwise Finance, and we decided to work together and develop the program.
I was inspired about the idea really through a predicament that I found myself in around older people wanting to retire but not being able to afford to retire.
We developed this to try and educate as many people as we could to realize how important it is to look after your money.
So the kind of people that we interact with on this initiative are really from all kinds of socioeconomic background, from grade 10 students to people that are close to retirement already.
As a facilitator of a youth development program, I was introduced to it by the organization that I work for in order for us to be able to see if ever we can integrate it into the program that we are running in high schools.
The Hollard Streetwise Finance really pushed me to think about the long term. I'd never given thought to retirement. I thought I was never going to get old, and I realized that you get older quicker than you think and that something's got to pay for that.
So the language barriers were always a contentious issue that we really incorporated in the research that we did, and how best to overcome that was for us to really have picture-based training. We really focus on facilitating the questions, the discussions, the answers.
It gives them a lot of financial literacy and some financial awareness onto how they are spending their money onto themselves.
Streetwise Finance is a way for us to give back, for us to empower others, to educate others, so that they actually take it home with them and they actually use it in their everyday lives.
To date, we've touched the lives of just over 1,000 people already.
After the sessions, they come and chat to us. That's what keeps us going. It's extremely heartwarming to know that during these 2 hours, you've actually made a difference.
The true meaning of the project for me is really about having a positive and changing impact on the society that we live in, rather than just working in a corporate environment and making money.
I think we get too caught up in the corporate world, in the rat race, in our own personal lives, and I think it's important to step aside and look at what our country needs. And education is one of the most important things you can give to a person and empower them.